Our current topic is JS rules to remember. There are certain rules. If we remember them while working on React components, things becomes much easier for us. Okay, here I have put some rules to remember. This is not an exhaustive list. This is some rules that I can quickly come up with. I will be adding more rules. You can always suggest more rules to me via comments section. And as this is a Google document and I have shared it with all of you, you can see its link in the comments. So it will be an ongoing list. We will add or we will make adjustments as needed. So first rule here is component must have at least render method. So here we have a component. It has a render method. So it is the minimum requirement. Without this method, component will not work and throw error. We can add many other methods, as many methods as we need. We can add custom methods, we can use event handler methods, and we can use other methods as needed. For example, we can add class constructor, but this is the bare minimum method. Without it, component will not work. Let's see what is next. Okay, next, render method must return exactly one element. This is very important. One element means one HTML element or a component. Component is also HTML element, but it cannot return two or more. If you return two or more elements, it will throw an error. What is an element? Let me explain to you. In this example, here is a div, then this h1 and list elements, list items, or everything is contained within this div. So this element or this div contains everything, and this returns statement, for the sake of this one element rule, is returning in fact just one element, and that one element is one div. I hope it is clear. If not, please ask in remarks column and I will try to explain it more. Here this div is one div and it contains this hello and everything else in it. In simple words, you just use one div. Element means you can use anything. You can use a p tag as well, that is also an element, but I find no usual reason to return something other than div. You can do most of the work with div. However, when you are able to send anything else and you have a reason for that, then you can send that element, but keep in mind you can send only one element. For example, if I put another div here like this, you see I just started typing and it doesn't like my work. It started throwing errors, but maybe viewers think that maybe it is I am half done. So let's complete it. This is div. Yes, this is div, and close it. Okay, now HTML is complete, but still it is not happy. So it is throwing error in a very weird way. So you are lucky that I am telling you it in a simple, plain language that this error means that you are sending more than one element. This is one element and this is the second element. You are returning, in fact you are returning two divs. So our rule says that you should only return one element. One element means one div. Okay, let's see what is next. Let's fix it first. Okay, it is fixed. Next rule is a component can have methods for events, render, and any custom method. I just explained it a bit earlier. Name and case of predefined methods, for example, render, component, did, mount. You see that this is a camel case. Start with lowercase and next is the uppercase. You cannot change it, like you cannot change it to uppercase. You have to use it like this, otherwise it will not recognize the correct method and it will throw error. These are event methods. In fact, I will explain it some other time, or you can see it from other sources. Okay, then the fourth rule is one-way flow of data. The best practice is that we should pass the data only one way. That means I usually use it from upper to lower components, parent component to child and the grandchildren and so on, but not the other way around. They cannot pass the data back to you. If you design your component in this way, hopefully you will be saved from many other issues and problems. You must be thinking that if components, child components, cannot send the data back, how the system will work. To send the data to parent from child, they use events. We can work on events in some other part. Right now, you think that props is the best way and should be the only way. I must say it should be the only way to pass data to child components. Fifth rule is the components constructor to store state. You can use constructor to this super.props mean you can pass these properties to the parents as well. It is a best practice that you use this statement almost always, unless you know that it is not needed. Until then, it is best to use it. And this is the state object. You can initialize it here in the constructor, like seconds is equal to 0, and put as many other things as you like. At this point, I am not explaining state in detail. So if you have questions in mind, you can put questions under comments, or you can wait for the tutorial where we discuss stateful components. In fact, the component we just created is not stateful. So thank you very much. This sixth number and onwards, we will be adding these at some point in time. Thank you.